Welcome back to Halia Legionov. This is Ring B, and we're into the evening session, or just about to get into the evening session of the 2021 AIBA Youth Men's and Women's World Championships. Good afternoon session we had. I saw some really good performances through all of the weight categories, really, and we've got plenty coming up throughout the course of the 12 fights I've got scheduled in Ring B over the coming probably about 3 hours. Start with the women's light welterweights, and the first time that we've seen any of these fighters in the competition so far. So they've had a little bit of a wait to get going. 16 fighters registered at light welter for the females, and then into the light welterweights. And we saw them recently. There's some good matchups here. That one at the bottom there particularly, MATYAKUBOV against Zhantoro. I like the look of that. ZAINULABIDOV, SHEKARI too. But all four of them really, I think, should be entertaining. Jorge Felamon of Cuba against Azemi of North Macedonia. That kind of jumps out at you a little bit. Dadiev was good the other day, Ramazan Dadiev. He looks like a classy operator. And heavyweights always interesting. So there's Ring A on the left, Ring B on the right-hand side. Just about ready to get going. Backstage really just gets busier and busier and busier. Fighters just doing what they need to do to get themselves in the right place before their bout, physically, mentally. There's those screens there where everybody can watch what is going on. Team members come down. It's not just people who are actually in action themselves. You'll see people working out in the rings with sweatsuits on often, just doing a quick tick over, just keeping the weight down. Got to stay on weight all the way through amateur tournaments. That's something that makes it completely different from professional boxing. That's the Italian team there, Italian coach. Saw a good performance from Erika Prishandaro earlier on at light flyweight. She made her way through to the quarterfinals. Saw Vinci Guerra in that light heavyweight war yesterday with Alaverdiev. That was probably my favorite fight of the championship so far. It was just all-out action at a high skill level too, right from the very beginning. Armenia in action there. That's the Armenian heavyweight, I'm sure. So our opening fight will be Jenin Zeynab Hek of Germany up against Leah PUKKILA of Finland. Don't know much about Hek. She wasn't featured on the stats list that I've been given, but PUKKILA has got a decent background. Won the Adriatic Pearl Youth Tournament earlier this year.
Ladies and gentlemen, the bout number 230 in the Ring B, women's 64 kilogram, please, into the red corner. From Germany, Jenin Zeynab Hek.
Here comes Hek, as I say, making her way to the red corner. Brought a pretty big team, Germany, 13 in total. 8 men, 5 women.
And please to the blue corner from Finland, Lia PUKKILA.
PUKKILA, as I mentioned, won that Adriatic Pearl tournament. She's a Finnish national youth champion, national junior champion, boxed in the European Juniors in 2019. So pretty well travelled on the international scene.
And the judges of this bout, Slovakia, Mongolia, Korea, Guatemala, and Poland, and the referee from Latvia, Leonidas Anevich.
Here's our judges for bout 2-1-3. Slovakia, Mongolia, Korea, Guatemala, Poland. 5 scoring judges at ringside, all using the 10-point must. 10-9, 10-8, 10-7. The range of scores available to them. I've seen 1 10-7 so far. That was yesterday. A lot of 10-8s. 10-9 is the dominant score. But you see plenty of 10-8s. It's about interpreting dominance for the judges. Seen a number of standing counts. Not too many knockdowns, not in this ring. Ring A's had plenty. But it's about assessing the round as a whole and then coming to a verdict as to who's won the round and with what level of dominance. Standing counts and knockdowns, as I say, they are not treated in isolation as specific incidents which necessitate the removal of a point. That's not how it goes. It's a good scoring system brought into operation just before
Round 1.
Men's seniors in Kazakhstan in 2013. So into the start of the first round here, Hek of Germany in the red and PUKKILA of Finland in the blue. PUKKILA trying to get through with a left hand there. It's Hek who's got the size advantage on her here. Not a huge advantage, but you can see as they're outside on there, she's a little bit taller, a little bit wider across the shoulders. Left hand, finishing on the left hand there, Hek. That was a decent shot. Good right hand there from Hek. And then pulled off to a left-hand side through another one. Decent jab there from PUKKILA, though. It definitely worked for her if she can get that going. Doubles up on it. Both of them just fell slightly short. Falling short there with the right, left, and then right again. PUKKILA just taking the feet back. The balance didn't desert her, though, there, Hek. And that's quite key. I was saying that during the course of the afternoon session. You see a lot of fighters who, when they throw a shot, they really want it to reach. And if they feel it's not going to reach, they'll just push that bit further, and then the weight comes forward. You just have to accept the fact as a fighter that often you are not going to land. It's a high percentage failure business, really. Well over 50% of what you throw won't land. If it doesn't land, the key thing is to get it back, get that glove back where it needs to be as quick as you can, not leave yourself open. Kind of lead right hand there from PUKKILA into the final 30 seconds or so of round 1. Hek's been the busier of these two in the opening round. She's thrown more. Not an awful lot cleaners got through from either one of them. They've been at that kind of closest range and throwing at the same time a lot of the time. So a lot of gloves have been hit, a lot of forearms. A bit of blood coming from somewhere, just smeared across the left-hand side of of Hek's face. I guess it's probably from the nose. Nice left hand there from the German. In and out with the feet. Good combination on the inside from her as well. And then finishing with the right hand. So strong, strong conclusion to the round for Hek.
Takakäsi osuu aina syväksi suoraan. Aina osuu. Älä tappele sitä, että nyrkkeellä. Spela på fyrkanten. Ja sama. Käy sisään lyöt. Suorattiin sitä, älä kauheasti sivuilta, vaan pidä ne tiukka paketti.
And that's where the fight's been had, basically, at that kind of range. Neither one of them has really looked to try and keep it on the outside at any point. Of the two, Hek would be more capable of that, given her height and reach, but she likes to step in and have it at that kind of mid-distance, give herself room to let her hands go, and she's coming off better in those exchanges.
Round 2.
So into the second, Hek of Germany in red, PUKKILA of Finland in blue. This in the 64 kilo light welterweight division, and for a place in the quarterfinals. And again, as they exchange on the inside there, it's not like PUKKILA isn't having some success. She is getting some through, but she might land one, but Hek will get two, and she might land two, Hek will land three. It's that kind of a dynamic to it. She always has the final say. At the moment, she does anyway. Hek, she's just a little bit sharper. Nice bit of work there, through the left and then the right. Left got there. PUKKILA tried to come back and just pulled the weight back onto the back foot. Where she stands, Hek, sometimes she looks like she's quite heavily on the front foot, but she's not really. She just uses that waist as the hinge to kind of lean in. She's planted pretty securely between those 2 feet, so you can lean in. As I said, just dipping at the waist and still be perfectly able just to pull that head back. Well, the referee had said stop, so PUKKILA shouldn't really have done that, but no major issue. Right hand there from Hek. The unfortunate thing for PUKKILA really is that she likes to fight the same way that Hek does, and therefore she's trying to go with her when they exchange on the inside, but she just can't quite match her, and I don't think there's any other way that she can go about this. It's not like she can step off and try and win the fight from the outside, use the jab. And in terms of her movement, she tends to move forward and back in pretty straight lines. So as I said before, it's not like she isn't in this. It's not like she isn't having some success at times, but it's very difficult to see how she can win.
Muista jälkiteen, kun on lyönyt itse sen jälkeen päätä liikkeelle. Päätä liikkeelle, se pääsee kuittaamaan sitä. Hei, nyt on erät tasan, nyt on pakko vikamaan. Tasan on erät, viimeinen ratka.
So this is quite interestingly set up heading into the third and final round.
Third round.
Good right hand on the inside there from Hek, right at the start of the round. And another right hand. Pukkila come out looking aggressive here. Third and final round. She's looking to try and go out and get this. Just dipping off to a left-hand side there, Pukkila, and looking for the body. That's a little bit of variation. Pretty much she's just punched upstairs. She's looked for the head. Hasn't really looked for any body work at all. That's been true for both of them, actually. One thing they've not really done is go to the body. Left hand to the midriff there from Hek. Nice left hand there from Pukkila. Right hand from Hek. And decent jab from the German as well. She's in red, Pukkila of Finland in blue. Work rate is a key here for Hek, I would say. As I said, she's got that advantage physically, and if she can just keep throwing at that kind of mid-range, then it's going to be difficult for Pukkila, and that's exactly what she did there. 2-3 punches, at least a couple of them got through there. Pukkila will keep coming. She will keep coming forward, and she will take advantage of any lapses on the part of Hek, if any kind of dip in that energy, and she will exploit it. Good jab from Hek. But then Pukkila just looks to try and maul away onto the inside, and did so relatively effectively there, just walking forward a little bit wearily there, the Finn, heading up towards the final minute. And those kind of big wide overhand rights, all left are fairly likely to land with the inside of the glove at times. There's nothing deliberate about that, but to land a scoring punch in AIBA boxing, it has to be the knuckle part of the glove. I thought that was the knuckle part of the glove. The referee has a word with Hek again there. Decent jab, tidy stuff into the final 30 seconds. And for me, the German has bossed this final round. Final 10 seconds. So there goes the bell. And for me, that's going to see Hek go through to the next round. I would have given her all 3 rounds there. There was a split of scoring in the second round. The judges all went for Hek in round 1. In round 2, 3 judges from memory went for Pukkila, 2 went for Hek. So Hek with a decent advantage going into that final round anyway, and it was a round I felt that she won. A bit of trouble with the tape there. Getting gloves off at the end of a fight can be hard work.
Ladies and gentlemen, about 230 win on points with split decision from the red corner, Jenin, Zeynab, heads Germany.
Hek gets it. 4-1, so 2 rounds to 1 with 3 judges, and 3 rounds to 0 with the other one. And the other judge going 2-1 in favour of PUKKILA. So round 3 there, 4 out of 5 judges go 10-9. So it was close enough, but heck, as I said, heading into that final round had a fairly significant advantage, and definitely the right person got the decision there. So she goes through to the quarterfinals, where she'll face the winner of our next fight, which is between Beatrise ROZENTALE of Latvia and Nisha GURJAR of India.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, we have about 214 in the ring B, 64-kilogram moments. Please into the red corner. From Latvia, Beatrise ROZENTALE.
Beatrise ROZENTALE making her way into the red corner for Latvia, has boxed in the Europeans a couple of times. Both times at youth level, got to the quarterfinals on those occasions. National champion at youth level as well. Won the Danas Pozniakas tournament earlier this year.
Nisha GURJAR.
And Nisha GURJAR of India. Indian junior champion 2019. From Rajasthan. I've said it a few times, this ring B, this has been fertile territory for Indian fighters so far.
Uzbekistan, Jordan and Turkey, and the referee from Armenia, Vardan Bagdasaryan.
Russia, Bulgaria, Uzbekistan, Jordan and Turkey on duty as far as the judges go. So this replacing the quarterfinals and the fight with Jenin Zeynab Hek, who we just saw go through against Lia PUKKILA. Nisha GURJAR of India in the blue, Beatrise ROZENTALE of Latvia in the red. GURJAR coming forward immediately there, wasted absolutely no time at all, just letting her hands go. Weight careering forward as well. Nice right hand there. And she's got to adjust to this quickly, ROZENTALE. Definite potential to counter GURJAR there, because 2 or 3 times now we've seen her throw that kind of looping 1-2 and she falls right in behind it. And if she could just take half a step back there, ROZENTALE, step to the side and time her, then that could be the way forward, because she can see that coming from a way off. Nice right hand to the body there from ROZENTALE. Looks for the right hand, decent right hand as well, and just knocking GURJAR back towards the ropes. Interesting first minute. She came flying out of the blocks there, Nisha GURJAR, which didn't come as a massive surprise. We've seen that a lot over the last few days, people looking to make a good start. Good right hand there. The referee he wasn't completely clear there, to be fair to Rosenthal. He just looks to lead off with a left uppercut, throws it again on the inside, and after getting jumped on right at the start, she's responded well, actually. The fighter in red. Good right hand again there, and I think she's felt a couple of those, GURJAR, and I think they've registered those right hands. I think they've put her into a shell a little bit. That's what it looks like anyway. Looking for that long right hand, didn't quite land it. That's better from GURJAR. Had a little bit of success there, right to the body. It was a good shot there from Rosenthal. And then was just caught a bit square as she tried to switch up to the head. Well, that's some good boxing. Nice rapid combination, then stepped off to the side. The GURJAR there was just stood still, quite open. Rosenthal, again, just launches in with that right hand. Every now and again, the Indian fighter looks very kind of loose. She looks like a good solid shot there could put her down, maybe, could really do some damage. Some fighters just have that kind of languid posture about them at times, but retreating to the ropes again there, catches a right hand on the way in there, Nisha GURJAR. Rosenthal looks to close in and just club her with that big right hand. There goes the bell at the end of the round. Well, she sat down there, Rosenthal, and the coach got her back to her feet. I never quite see what the point is of standing up between rounds, to be honest. Surely it's better to sit down and take a rest. It's a psychological thing, maybe, some fighters will tell you. And there's that right hand that she caught GURJAR with a number of times in that opening round.
Seconds out, please.
That's what the Indian looks for there, is that long 1-2.
Second round.
Decent left hand there from GURJAR. Just fell short with the 1-2. Better start to the round, though, here for GURJAR. She was on the receiving end for the last couple of minutes, really, of the opener. Just in and out with that front foot there, Rosenthal. She's got nice balance about her, then just ditches that right hand in. She puts plenty on that right hand when she throws it. Wasn't all that fluid when she did it the second time there, but just steamed straight onto the shoulder. Breathing quite heavily there, actually. She was just leaning on GURJAR. I had a good look at her because that was right over to my side of the ring, but again there, just looking to move those shoulders. She's got that kind of beat, that kind of rhythm to her. Kind of rotates those shoulders, and then as she sets back with the right shoulder, then you know the right hand is coming. There it goes. The left hand will just pop out, and then she'll look to throw that right hand. It's the kind of punch that you can read. I think you can just pick up that, like I say, that rhythm. Most fighters do have one. They have a beat that they work to, that their opponent sometimes can pick up. Not always in a 3-round fight. There's not that much time. Well, there's a slight problem there. Just with the waistline, I think. Vest having to be tucked back in. So it's the final minute of round 2. She had a better round here, GURJAR, definitely, than she did in the first. The referee telling Rosenthal to keep the head up. Just losing a balance there, the Latvian, as she came forward. Good right hand there, just feinting with the front foot. Dipped in, came out, did draw something from GURJAR, who was on her way forward, and then clipped her with the right hand. 1-2. Gets through again there from Rosenthal. She's not been as dynamic in the second as she was in the first. I'd say he's probably done enough, though. GURJAR can put together a good finish here, though. You never know, could narrow it. There's that right hand.
हाथ गार्ड में रख 4-5 मंच मार भाग जा ठीक है उसके रेंज में मत है या नजदीक जा या बहुत दूर है भूल मत आवाज नहीं ऊंची या नजदीक रहे या बहुत दूर है उसके पंच के उसके रेंज में मत रहे ठीक है और दोनों
Seconds out, please.
चलो हाथ ऊपर रख के लास्ट है
So, third and final round.
Third round.
Upon us, Nisha GURJAR of India in the blue, Beatrise Rozental of Latvia in the red. That's a nice right hand there from Rozental off the ropes, just using the ropes, sinking back into the ropes and just flinging it as GURJAR was on the way in. And she just got a hold of her there, Rozental, just trapping the arm on the blind side of the referee, who has another word about hitting with the inside of the glove. It's something you see referees do a lot. And there's good reason for it, because you've got to make contact with the knuckle part of the glove to the torso, the front of the head. That's how you land a punch that the judges will take into account. That was a lovely right hand there. GURJAR came in, and Rozental, little step to the right-hand side, through the right hand as GURJAR was kind of sailing past her, then stepped off, lead left uppercut. She's got some real quality shots in the locker at times, Rozental. Right hand again there, same thing, stepping off to the right-hand side and just catching her as she came in. And that's critical when you've got somebody who's going to come forward at you like this. Rather than meet them, step in and meet them. If you can just find that little bit of space, half a step back to the side, give yourself a bit of room and back yourself to do the damage as they're coming forward. If you move in and meet them at the same time as they're coming forward, then it just becomes a bit of a lottery on the inside, really. Again, there she did the same thing. Step back, right hand over the top. GURJAR's a one-dimensional fighter, really. She comes forward and throws that 1-2. Front foot pressure fighters, we've seen plenty of them over the last few days. They can be very, very effective and hard to deal with. GURJAR maybe just doesn't bring enough heat to be fighting with that style. You've got to be relentless if you're going to do that. Right hand there from GURJAR got through, but there again, there's that right hand. She's really found that this last round, just repeating myself now, but just a little step back, off to the side, diagonal almost. And then she's finding it quite straightforward just to land the right hand from that position. Nice right hand there from GURJAR. But back on the ropes. Rozental doing some nifty work herself. And there goes the belt. That was a good fight to watch. That's a great 1-2, really good 1-2. GURJAR just coming in, again the weight coming forward, she's off balance, and ROZENTALE just steps out, gives herself that bit of space, throws the left hand, throws the right hand, and that's how you do it when someone's flying in at you like that and the weight's coming forward. It takes a bit of confidence. There's that right hand off the back foot. But GURJAR, you know, making inroads there. A little right to the pit of the stomach.
Ladies and gentlemen,
that's a good performance from the Latvian.
Points with split decision. From the red corner, Beatrise ROZENTALE, Latvia, red corner.
So 4-1 the split. 2 rounds to 1 with 3 judges, 3-0 with the other, and 2-1 in favour of GURJAR with the other judge. I had that 3-0 myself. She's got some flash and dash there, ROZENTALE. She is quite open at times, but does throw some really good shots. That's a good right hand.
And about number 250 in the rugby, 64 kilogram women, placed into the red corner from Lithuania, Beata GALDIKAITE.
Beata GALDIKAITE of Lithuania will box out of the red corner in this one. So we know it's going to be Heck against ROZENTALE in one of the quarterfinals in the bottom half of the draw. And the winner of this one will go through to the quarters as well.
And please the blue corner from Armenia, Elida KOCHARYAN.
Elida KOCHARYAN of Armenia in 2020 picked up a bronze at the European Youths. National champion that year too, national youth champion.
And the judges of this bout, Mongolia, Latvia, Guatemala, Korea and Jordan, and the referee from Uzbekistan, Alexander Hamidov.
Mongolia, Latvia, Guatemala, Korea, Jordan. Judges at ringside. It's about 2-1-5, another one in the light welterweight division. And this is a relentless schedule for the officials these first few days. It is for everybody, but it is not easy. Cocooning yourself and just zoning in, mentally staying completely focused to judge fight after fight after fight, and I think they've done a very good job of it so far. There's been very little that I've disagreed with. Not that I am. Not that I'm the oracle and the
round one
and the font of all true knowledge, but yeah, just thought I should give them a mention there because it's a tough ask. Good right hand there. Good combination off the ropes from KOCHARYAN. GALDIKAITE getting caught on the way in there. We know what she's going to do. We've seen that from the first 25 seconds. She's going to walk forward and let her hands go. There's not that much science behind it. She's not really moving that head too much, and that's why she's been picked off by KOCHARYAN a good few times already, who is a lot taller and does need to try and keep this on the inside. Keep throwing that jab, 1-2. Knock her off balance. She's trying to move that head from side to side a little bit more now. GALDIKAITE, that's critical, this kind of style. We've seen lots of these matchups over the last few days. If you're going to fight like this, you've got to try and bob and weave your way in. Otherwise, if the person you're up against has got a jab, then you will eat it. You'll be fed a steady diet of it. Nice chopping down right hand there from KOCHARYAN. I do think GALDIKAITE might have some joy here. As I say that, a nice snappy 1-2 there from KOCHARYAN. She's got to keep snapping that out. Just past the halfway point of round one. Smile there from GALDIKAITE, trying to cover up. She gets onto the inside there, and then just a little bit too tight. Got a couple of way to the body, but GALDIKAITE, or rather KOCHARYAN, was able just to wrap her up. Head movement just stopped there completely. She had the gloves up, but in the end just walked straight in, and that's easy for KOCHARYAN. She's got quite a languid style, KOCHARYAN. Looks for that long right hand. I think she felt that she heard her opponent there, because really looked to get in after it. What she can tend to do a bit, GALDIKAITE, is move that head, move that upper body as she's walking into range, and then when she gets into range, she stops moving it. She did exactly that just there. You see fighters do that quite a lot. They move their head when they're out of range, and then when they get into range, they stop moving it, which kind of defeats the point of it a bit. Good right hand to the body there, followed by the left from KOCHARYAN. That's a good shot. That right to the body is a good shot for her. You could hear that one land. Bell goes at the end of the first. GALDIKAITE, I can tell you, seems like she's in trouble in that red corner away to my right-hand side. She's breathing very, very heavily. I think maybe one of those body shots has done some damage there, because that's not your regulation breathlessness. It really isn't. She seems hurt there to me. Some of the sounds that are coming from her, you won't be able to pick them up, but I can. There's a couple of solid right hands to the body right towards the end of the round that really hit the spot.
Second round.
So into the second, Beata GALDIKAITE of Lithuania in the red, Elida KOCHARYAN of Armenia in the blue. And she looks absolutely dead on her feet there, GALDIKAITE, to be honest, as she walked in there very wearily trying to move that head. She took some stick in that opening round. There's a right to the body again there. KOCHARYAN goes upstairs and looks to try and step on it. Just walking forward there, GALDIKAITE. That's easy enough for KOCHARYAN to evade. This is just pure effort here from GALDIKAITE. That's a good bit of head movement, though, just rolling away to her right-hand side. Got inside the jab. Didn't get inside that one. Right to the body from KOCHARYAN. She throws that well. I think those body shots are really do some damage there for KOCHARYAN. GALDIKAITE with the gloves kind of dropped there, takes a big gulp of breath. She really hasn't got much left here at all. 1-2 there from KOCHARYAN. trying to move that head, but just got caught by the right hand. Little short right hand up from the waist here from KOCHARYAN. If KOCHARYAN stepped on the gas a bit here and put some punches together, I think she could get the stoppage. That's that right to the body again. It's making me wince every time I hear it. Referee having a good look there, Alexander Kamadov. He's having a good look at GALDIKAITE every time something lands. And KOCHARYAN is kind of backing off here. And there comes the 1-2. She's just waiting for GALDIKAITE to come forward. She's not really being that proactive. She could be if she wanted to be. Like I said, if she decides to step on GALDIKAITE here, I think she could probably finish this, but she's just happy to allow her opponent to come to her because she knows she will, and then just pick her off. Getting towards the end of round 2, and I'd like to see the Lithuanian corner pull their fighter out at the end of this round, to be honest, because she's just getting a beating here. That's all that's happening. She's getting a systematic beating. Big left hand. We don't need to see another 3 minutes of this. We really don't. She's in trouble in the corner there. She's brave, but she's in trouble. They need to save her. Come on, corner, pull her out.
Seconds out, please.
Well, credit to her, GALDIKAITE. Like I said, she's brave. She'll keep coming forward. She'll keep swinging. She'll keep trying, but I think the corner could have shown a bit of compassion there and stopped this. Because we know what's coming here. In with a standing count there, Alexander Kamadov. I don't think he's going to let this continue much longer, to be honest with you. I think he might stop it now, actually. Well, he lets it go on a little bit longer. If he has to step in for another standing count, I'm pretty sure he's going to stop this. Just more and more landing there from KOCHARYAN. I don't know what it is that the Lithuanian corner expect to see here. I don't know what they're learning from this. I don't know what GALDIKAITE is learning from this. Is this character building? Is that supposed to be the idea of it? And KOCHARYAN's taking it easy on her here. Just trying to bounce on the balls of her feet a little bit there into the second half of round 3. Nice 1-2 again there, and the referee jumps in with a standing count. Come on, stop it. Box on. Forward she comes. GALDIKAITE, as I said, nothing wrong with her bravery. 1-2 there from KOCHARYAN. Single right hand there from KOCHARYAN. Still swinging, GALDIKAITE. And there's the 1-2 again there, and you just heard the sound that came from the Lithuanian fighter. This is taking an enormous effort from her, and I've got all the admiration in the world for the fact that she's going to finish this fight. And lands a right hand there right towards the end. Touch of gloves between the two. And she deserves a lot of credit for getting through to the end there. KOCHARYAN could have put a foot down on the pedal there any time, really, in that final round. Put a few combinations together, and I think the referee would have stopped it. But as it was, I can understand why he didn't, because it never got... Well, she was still on her feet, quite simply, and she was still willing to continue. I think the corner should have pulled her out with a round to go, because there was just no possible way that she could win the fight from there. And when you've got a situation like that, you've got a fighter and they cannot win. They cannot win. And all that awaits them is 3 more minutes of punishment. You should stop the fight.
If they in the ring B win by points with unanimous decision. From the blue corner, Elida, KOCHARYAN, Armenia.
So KOCHARYAN goes through. She's got some tools. Nice 1-2. Was the greatest respect to GALDIKAITE. Wasn't tested all that much there. And 10-8s. A host of 10-8s there in that final round. Some 10-8s along the way from the judges. In other rounds, Ganbol Badrak, the one at the top there, the Mongolian judge, was the only judge who didn't give a 10-8, actually. So KOCHARYAN goes through, and she will meet the winner of our next fight, which is between Mokhinabonu ABDULLAEVA and Lorye. And as I was saying, KOCHARYAN just never really stepped on the gas. You got the feeling that she could have done at any time.
Ladies and gentlemen, in the ring B we have about 269. And please, the red corner, from Uzbekistan, Mokhinabonu ABDULLAEVA.
Mokhinabonu ABDULLAEVA of Uzbekistan. Our ring announcer's done a tremendous job with the names this week so far. People coming in from all over the world. Some of them are not the easiest to pronounce.
And please to the blue corner from France, RUYER.
Lorye of France. Boxed at the Euros, Youth Euros in 2019, and in the European Juniors in 2017. ABDULLAEVA in 2020 finished first in the Uzbekistan Women's National Championships. That's not junior, that's not youth, that's elite. So that gives you an idea of what she's about. Raya, though, has been boxing for 10 years, so she started early.
And the judges of this bout, Bulgaria, Guatemala, Turkey, Mongolia, Sri Lanka, and the referee from Israel, HAKOBKOKHYAN.
HAKOBKOKHYAN of Israel, the referee. So Raya in blue, representing France.
Round 1.
And ABDULLAEVA of Uzbekistan in the red. Both of these orthodox fighters. Raya, the taller of the two. Looking for a little jab to the body there, ABDULLAEVA. RUYER just looking to stoop in with her right to the body every now and again. Neither one of these two have found their rage yet. We're only 30 seconds in. That's understandable. One's got a significantly longer reach than the other. That's the French one, of course. Got an interesting habit. She just did it there. It's the second or third time in a row. ABDULLAEVA, as she moves forward, opens out to throw the left hook. That's her kind of way in. She's done that 2-3 times, and it's risky because if she falls short with it, then she's wide open. That's a nice left hand on the inside, though, as I say that. Got good range on that. Perfect, really. Almost led off with the left hand there. She's not nearly close enough to reach with that left hand. I'm perfectly side on to that exchange, and you can see the gap between the two fighters. Nice 1-2 there from ABDULLAEVA. Led off with the right hand, followed with the left. Right, she's trying to walk it down. She doesn't want to get too close because, as I say, she's got that height. She can keep this at a range that suits her, at a range that will keep her safe, but also allow her to land. Single right hand there from ABDULLAEVA. He's worked hard in this opening round. RUYER's been inching forward, shuffling forward, looking to try and get to her. But she's not found too many gaps. She's had to work hard, though, ABDULLAEVA, for those 3 minutes. And she might have taken that one. She might have just nicked that one, but it's come at a cost if she has. We'll find out in a second. But she had to put a lot into that round. Well, that's understandable, I think. That's understandable.
Seconds out, please. Second round.
Into the second here, ABDULLAEVA of Uzbekistan in the red. Lorye of France in the blue. Just feinting with the left hand there, ABDULLAEVA. Then let the right hand go. Just standing on the borderline of range there. Trying to tempt RUYER in. Again, just feigning with the front foot there, the Uzbek fighter. Single right hand. Didn't reach. Slightly different approach from her in this second. She was boxing mainly off the back foot in that first round, but I wouldn't say she allowed herself to get forced into throwing maybe more than she wanted to, but if she's standing on the edge of range there, left to the body there, landing from ABDULLAEVA, and she's just showing a bit of poise, a bit of confidence. She's challenging RUYER to make a move. Nice right hand there from the French fighter. Right hand on the inside there from ABDULLAEVA. Minute remaining in round 2. It's been tight this second round, as was the first. Looking to throw that single right hand and then just move straight onto the shoulder. Strong finish from either one of these two in the last 20 seconds. Could be enough here. Left to the body there from ABDULLAEVA. She's landed quite a few of those. That could stand her in good stead. Both of these two feeling the pace a bit, I think. It's been a busy fight. You would describe it as really high octane. It's never exploded, but it's been busy all the way through. Well, again there, and this is really interesting going into the final round. Up for grabs. A place in the quarterfinals against Elida KOCHARYAN awaits our winner here. Who will it be? Will it be Lorye of France boxing out of the blue corner, or Mokhinabonu ABDULLAEVA of Uzbekistan, who's in the red? Final 3 minutes. Just looking to get in and out with the feet there. ABDULLAEVA then throws that left hand to the body. Rye just a little bit cramped for room there as she looked for the right. She just takes a bit too long to get her punches off, the French fighter, I would say, and has done throughout the course of the fight. The more proactive of the two has been ABDULLAEVA. I think Rye here has got to punch more this final round. She's got to up that punch output. Just let her hands go. Sometimes it's like she's waiting for the perfect opportunity to throw. She just really wants to throw when she wants to throw, and going into a final round like this, I don't think that's really the kind of approach you can afford. Off the ropes there, just throwing the right followed by the left, and that's kind of what I was talking about, because she's got her back to the ropes there, ABDULLAEVA, and Rye's just standing in front of her. Get involved, let your hands go in that situation. But ABDULLAEVA is just afforded time there just to have a little bit of a think about what she's going to do. Again, Rye's got to walk back towards the corner there, not completely in the corner, but Now she's got her on the ropes. And it's just a little bit too tight. Right hand off the ropes there from ABDULLAEVA. And Rye again just follows her across the ring. Double jab. Follow that up with the right hand, surely. Left hand there from Rye. Good jab there from the French fighter. Just bounced off the forehead of ABDULLAEVA into the final 20 seconds. Rye's took the center of the ring. In a sense, she's kind of dictated things, but it's been ABDULLAEVA who's done most of the throwing. Rye's looked like at any point she could just get busier, let her hands go more, and maybe take control, but she never really did it. So we'll just have to wait and see which way that one goes. Those lefts to the body, they worked well for her throughout the course of the 3 rounds. If Rye goes on to lose this fight, then if she watches it back, I think she'll realise that she just should have done more. That's a good left hand from ABDULLAEVA. That's a nice right.
Ladies and gentlemen, in this bout, win by points with split decision. From the red corner, Mokhinabonu ABDULLAEVA, Uzbekistan.
ABDULLAEVA gets it. (29-28) in her favour. And a 30-27 as well. So split scoring in that final round. It was a close fight. It was a close fight. As close as it gets, really. But ABDULLAEVA just landed the cleaner shots. The better punching came from her. It's as simple as that. That's what the judges are looking for when they're trying to separate 2 fighters in a bout. It's not rocket science in theory, but it can be difficult to evaluate. It can be very difficult to evaluate. Rye got herself into good positions and then just didn't really let her hands go. ABDULLAEVA, though, I'm not trying to take anything away from her. I thought she boxed well, particularly with that left hand and giving away the size that she was. She managed to find inroads. So she goes through to face Elida KOCHARYAN in the quarterfinals. And now we move into the men's. Same division, light welterweight.
And now we have the bout number 217 in the ring B. Men's 64 kilogram, please into the red corner from Armenia, Harutyun, HAKOBKOKHYAN.
So into the red corner, boxing from Armenia, Harutyun HAKOBKOKHYAN. And he got a walkover against Yuto Wakita of Japan yesterday, or the day before, I beg your pardon. So he hasn't boxed yet in the competition. Just waiting for him to emerge through the archway. Now, I mentioned earlier in the week that I have a slight obsession with international boxing team tracksuits. Check this one out for Armenia. The red sleeves and yellow body.
And please to the blue corner, his opponent.
Absolute classic.
From Kyrgyzstan, Zhantoro TASHIEV.
And in the blue corner, we've got Zhantoro TASHIEV of Kyrgyzstan. He had a really interesting fight with Stefan Chamovic of Serbia, which he won by split decision, 3 votes to 2. Both had points taken. And they kind of toed and froed for that exact reason.
And the judges of this bout, Iran, Korea, Mongolia, Bulgaria, Latvia, and the referee from Poland, Maciej.
Ireland, Korea, Mongolia, Bulgaria, and Latvia. Our team of judges. So here we go. This for a place in the quarterfinals in the men's light welterweight division. Harutyun, HAKOBKOKHYAN of Armenia in the red, Zhantoro, TASHIEV of Kyrgyzstan in the blue.
Round one.
HAKOBKOKHYAN into the southpaw stance. Tall, lean, angular kind of fighter. TASHIEV also a southpaw, more of a hunter. We saw him in that fight, as I mentioned, against Chamovic. Boxes out of that nice crouch. He's got good balance, and he'll look to try and get inside that long southpaw jab. That's his first objective, and the objective for HAKOBKOKHYAN is to keep him on the end of it. Fairly simple dynamic here, really, and you can see HAKOBKOKHYAN with all sorts of movement, just skirting, flying really around the periphery of the ring at the moment. TASHIEV looking to try and track him down. He's going to have to show a bit of patience here. 2-3 jabs have managed to get through from HAKOBKOKHYAN. But that's the dynamic we have here. Will those feet slow down at any point during the 3 rounds? That's what you've got to wonder. Good left hand there from TASHIEV. Not sure exactly how clean it landed, but it definitely seemed to have some impact. Looking for the right hand. Nice combination off the ropes there from HAKOBKOKHYAN. You've got to try and cut off the ring here, TASHIEV. It can be difficult. A couple of left hands there maybe got through. One on the ropes did. He's following him around a bit at the minute, and he's almost exclusively moving around the ring one way, HAKOBKOKHYAN so far. He's moving off to his right almost all the time. Left hand there from TASHIEV. Looking for the jab there, HAKOBKOKHYAN. Counterclockwise he goes. Looking for the left hand again there. TASHIEV just trying to climb into a right hand, and he needs to pick that up. He needs to pick this movement up, because again there he takes a step to his left hand side, a little saunter to the left, but there he goes again, just moving around to his right. And TASHIEV steps across to his left that time to try and close that door. Into the last minute of round one. Not that easy to judge this round, to be honest, because TASHIEV has landed some decent shots. HAKOBKOKHYAN has landed more, but they've been kind of lighter. Nice combination there from HAKOBKOKHYAN. I think most of it was taken on the gloves. We find ourselves in centre ring, well, briefly, for almost the first time there. HAKOBKOKHYAN, this time sliding away to his left-hand side, set with his back against the ropes there. Did some good work off the ropes. That's a nice left cross. TASHIEV closes in, throws a big winging overhand left, and kind of interesting round that. Interesting opening round. As I said from the beginning, you could see from the movement there of this man, HAKOBKOKHYAN, what he was about. He's got good feet. TASHIEV was always trying to hunt him down, was always having to hunt him down. Not an easy thing to do, cutting off the ring on someone like that. Did land some good meaty blows. Right hand to the body there from TASHIEV.
Seconds out, please.
I do think at some point, though, HAKOBKOKHYAN is going to have to slow down a bit, hold his feet and punch with a little bit more authority at times if he's going to win this fight. Winning fights on the move like that is actually quite a difficult thing to do. And at the start of the round, he's maybe looking to do that a bit more. When he digs those toes in, he works those hands pretty effectively. TASHIEV is never far away, though. He's looking to get on top of him at all times. Looking for that left hand. I think he just about managed to avoid it there, HAKOBKOKHYAN. Big right hand there from TASHIEV, and just climbing into a few on the inside there. There's that left hand, and he's just getting to grips with HAKOBKOKHYAN in this second round. TASHIEV, as I said, he did land some good shots in the first round, but he's now really, he's getting the measure of it. That was a solid straight left that got through, and another one there. He's just getting slightly closer to HAKOBKOKHYAN and just reading him a little bit more. He knows where he wants to go, and a couple of times he's opened that door for him and then stepped across. Exactly what he did there. He knows that he wants to move to his right-hand side. He kind of shows him the right-hand side, steps across and throws the left hand. Good right hand there from TASHIEV. HAKOBKOKHYAN. What is it, the head guard there? It's just slipped up a little bit, I think it is. HAKOBKOKHYAN just trying to take centre, ring a little bit more of the last 20-30 seconds and take the fight to TASHIEV a bit. I'm not really sure that's going to suit him. Decent jab there from HAKOBKOKHYAN. Good left hand there from TASHIEV. In the midst of all that leather that's flying, every now and again he just sets those feet and just delivers a textbook left hand straight down the middle. And that's what you would expect to see. That's good work there from TASHIEV. He's just got him hemmed in on the ropes, plants his feet pretty wide and doesn't really give him anywhere to go.
third round.
So it's the third and final round. Zhantoro TASHIEV of Kyrgyzstan in the blue. Harutyun, HAKOBKOKHYAN of Armenia in the red. This is TASHIEV's second outing, having beaten Stefan Chamovic. HAKOBKOKHYAN's first. He got a walkover against Wakita of Japan in the opening round, and it's been a good performance so far from TASHIEV because it's been set a problem here, and we could see what it was as early as the first 10 seconds when the tall, angular Armenian was flying around the outside of the ring. And TASHIEV has had the ring craft and the nous to work out how to deal with it. Looking to work to the body. HAKOBKOKHYAN just slid underneath the right hand. Midway through round 3. TASHIEV with a straight left hand there. Defensively, that was good from HAKOBKOKHYAN, just slipping and rolling on the ropes. Nothing really got through there, but he's still pinned back on them, which is never a good look for the judges. Short little left hand got through, and then just standing up a bit tall there. TASHIEV through a combination. Mouth hanging open there for HAKOBKOKHYAN. I think he's running on empty a little bit here. Right hand comes in from TASHIEV, and that's how come the Armenian's spending so much time on the ropes. He's almost voluntarily going back to the ropes, which it's always a sign. It's always a sign that someone's feeling it. Final 30 seconds. Still swinging, HAKOBKOKHYAN, but TASHIEV, whose head guard is slipped well out of position, but it doesn't really matter now. Climbs into a right hand towards the end there. Big looping sliding overhand right got through as well. There goes the bell. That's a good performance, that, from Zhantoro TASHIEV of Kyrgyzstan, and HAKOBKOKHYAN has given it everything he's got. He's just got his gloves resting on the top rope there, just heaving in some air. And this will be good experience, but it's TASHIEV who's going to go through to the next round, through to the quarterfinals.
Ladies and gentlemen, win by points with unanimous decision. From the blue corner, Zhantoro TASHIEV, Kyrgyzstan.
So TASHIEV goes through by unanimous decision. Ten lines all round. And that was the case for all 3 rounds. So 30 points to 27 on that right-hand side. A solid block of 30 to 27. It's a good fight to TASHIEV. He's had 2 very, very different kinds of opponents in Chamovic and HAKOBKOKHYAN, and he's found a way past both of them.
Now we have about 280 in the ring B. 64 kg men's, please into the red corner from Russia, Mikail, ZAINULABIDOV.
So heading for the red corner here is Mikail ZAINULABIDOV of Russia, European Youth Champion, beat Carlos Santiago Sanchez Moreno of Colombia by unanimous decision in his opening fight. Good performance. Comes with a reputation. Quite a lot of us expected of him at these World Youth Championships.
To the blue corner from Iran, Amirreza, SHEKARI.
Amirreza SHEKARI of Iran beat Matvey Starikov of Estonia by unanimous decision as well.
And the judges of this bout, Turkey, Bulgaria, Guatemala, Jordan, and Azerbaijan, and the referee from Ireland, Dafi Sadi.
Turkey, Bulgaria, Guatemala, Jordan and Azerbaijan. Sadie Duffy of Ireland, our referee. So in red there, we've got Mikail ZAINULABIDOV of Russia. And in blue, Amirreza SHEKARI of Iran. Both of these two have had a fight already, as we know. So familiar with the surroundings.
Round one.
So into the first. Two orthodox fighters here. Just short with the jab there, ZAINULABIDOV. SHEKARI trying to get busy with that lead hand. Left hand from SHEKARI, but then returned with interest by ZAINULABIDOV with his right, and then followed that with a left to the body. And ZAINULABIDOV just throwing SHEKARI to the canvas there. The referee having a quick word, and that's a bit of a statement made in the opening minute. Doesn't count for anything, not in terms of points or anything like that, but just showing SHEKARI that he's got some physical strength there, ZAINULABIDOV. Combination's been let go on the inside, body shots traded. Good feet there from ZAINULABIDOV. SHEKARI looking to close in on him. Nice left hand swung up from the waist there from the Russian. Couple of left hands on the inside there from SHEKARI. Heading towards the final minute of round one. The Russians still the high quality work so far, I would say, but SHEKARI's just beginning to find him a little bit more regularly. Did there. Single right hand. Jab to the body from ZAINULABIDOV. A much underrated tool. Right hand there from SHEKARI. And again there, just stepping in. He's found his distance well in the last 30 seconds or so. That bell's from the other ring. Good jab there from Shekari. Left hand comes back from ZAINULABIDOV, but it didn't quite reach. Interesting opening round. To and froed. Both of them having good spells. ZAINULABIDOV's came towards the start, the middle of the round. Shekari's towards the end.
Seconds out, please.
It's good action in that opening round. I thought it was pretty tight.
Second round.
Into the second, ZAINULABIDOV of Russia in the red, Amirreza Shekari of Iran in the blue. Two good fighters here, two skillful fighters. Nice movement there from ZAINULABIDOV, just pivoting around that front foot. These two are never far away from each other. They don't really back off each other and look to take a little walk at any stage. They're circling. They're happy to stay close, happy to stay in the pocket within punching range at all times, really. Jab to the body there from ZAINULABIDOV. Shaped to lead with the left hook, didn't throw it in the end. Short with the right hand. And this is the kind of distance that this has been at all the way through, and this is where it'll stay. Left hand on the inside from ZAINULABIDOV, then a short right. Just shuffling forward, lovely left hand there, and then just rolled away as well. That was good from the Russian. They're not very good, these two, at listening to the call to break. Left hand to the body there from ZAINULABIDOV as they came back together. Right hand from Shekari. Left to the body again. It's the Russian who's having the better of it at the minute. Shekari's very much in it, but ZAINULABIDOV has just got that little bit extra. Lovely left hand again there, finding the perfect biting point with that left at times. Right hand from ZAINULABIDOV, and then he walked into one from Shekari, but that left hook is working for him now, really working for him. He's caught Shekari with it a good few times in this round. There it goes again. He just doesn't seem to be able to stay out of the way of it, the Iranian. Well, a point has been taken there from ZAINULABIDOV, and that is always bad news in a three-round fight. I think he's won that round, but that's a point deduction. He was told a number of times to keep that head up by the referee, so he can't really have any complaints.
هر موقع به احساس میکنی مغزت دیگه بهت نزدیک شد راستو بزن فاصله‌تو زیاد کن این داور دنبال اینه
There's that point deduction at the bottom there, and you can see how that affected the overall scores.
Seconds out, please. Third round.
Third and final round. ZAINULABIDOV of Russia in the red, SHEKARI of Iran in the blue. There's that left hand again from ZAINULABIDOV. He landed that like 7, 8 times, I think, in that second round. Straight right hand and then throws the left again. He doesn't want to get too carried away with it, but if something's working, then you're going to keep doing it. SHEKARI trying to go after ZAINULABIDOV a bit here. Right, left to the body there from ZAINULABIDOV, and there's that 1-2 upstairs as well. The way he throws it is interesting. It's the right is thrown to land, but the power is on the left. Throwing that right hand puts you in the right position to throw that left anyway. They just come off the back of each other like water, really. Well, that wasn't quite like water. Sawing himself off his feet there as he was looking for that big left hand. So a minute to go. It's been an entertaining fight, this. ZAINULABIDOV has had the edge all the way through. Skill set is just slightly better. His execution has been at a slightly higher level. SHEKARI, though, has gone with him. He's lived with him. ZAINULABIDOV, particularly with that left hand. Although he's looking at slightly weary towards the end of this third. He'll know that he's got this one under control. Good body shot, that left right into the pit of the stomach. You could hear that dull thud as it landed. Well, there goes the bell, and they just wanted to stay at it, these two, all the way. They weren't really interested in the call to break a lot of the time. They didn't seem too interested in the bell at the end of the fight. That's a good solid right hand there from SHEKARI. As I've been saying, he had plenty to say during the course of that 9 minutes, plenty. He was in the argument, but ZAINULABIDOV just had the final word.
Ladies and gentlemen, win by points with the unanimous decision from the red corner, Mikail ZAINULABIDOV, Russia.
ZAINULABIDOV gets it. And it's 3 rounds to 0, but that turned into 29-27 due to the point deduction. But they were all good competitive rounds. All 5 judges have given ZAINULABIDOV all 3 rounds 10-9, and they're right to. They're right to. That's absolutely correct. But with the point deduction, that narrows it. But as I say, all good competitive rounds, and SHEKARI It's just the way boxing is scored. He's probably won a minute of each of those rounds, which, if you look at it like that, means you win a third of the fight. But on the 10-point must, it means you get nothing. So next up, Andrei MUSTET of Romania and Eric Suchi.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, we start about 219 in the ring B, 64 kilogram men's. Please into the red corner from Romania, Andrei MUSTET.
And MUSTET in the opening round beat Warwick Elias Nasir of Denmark. 4 cards to 1. It was a good fight, that. Suchi, who we're about to see come into the blue corner, had a similar result. Suchi boxing for the Czech Republic. He got past Jere Niemelainen of Finland by the same margin. I reckon these two are going to be pretty evenly matched.
And please to the blue corner from Czech Republic, Erik Suchy. And the judges of this bout: Sri Lanka, Mongolia, Turkey, Armenia, Russia, and the referee from Israel, Artur Burginia.
Sri Lanka, Mongolia, Turkey, Armenia, Russia. And our referee in the middle there, that's Artur Burginia of Israel. So we've got MUSTET of Romania in the red and Suchi of the Czech Republic in the blue.
Round 1.
MUSTET quickly to the centre of the ring. Both of these two orthodox fighters. MUSTET more of a kind of come-forward fighter. Suchi's got a bit more variety about him. Can throw a decent jab and 1-2. Packing with that jab there, Suchi. Looked like he might let go with the right hand, didn't. Good left hand on the inside there from MUSTET. Suchi just trying to find his range. He's hitting a lot of gloves at the minute. That's fine. He's just feeling for things to touch. There's a lot of movement from MUSTET. A lot of upper body movement. Right to the body there from Suchi. Jab just falling short there from Suchi. That one just about got there. If he can get the timing of that jab going, that's absolutely key for him, because MUSTET, as I said, is a come-forward kind of fighter, but he's got some skills. He moves his head, he moves that upper body. He's got himself into very, very good condition. You can't fight the way he does unless you're very fit. And again there, just slips to the left-hand side, throws the left hand. He's not going to be an easy target to pin down with that jab. Left to the body there from Suchi. Threw the jab there, Suchi, and then just cramped himself a bit. The right hand did just sneak through to the body, I think. Left hook didn't quite land, but the right hand that followed it did get through into the final 20 seconds. As I said, I suspected these two might be evenly matched, and it's turned out to be the case. MUSTET, I think he's probably shading this opening round. There's been a lot of gloves hit, a lot of forearms hit, a lot of punches missed. There's not been all that much that has got through clean, but it's been MUSTET mainly on the front foot, maybe just muscling a few more through to the body, but not a lot in it. As I said, range was a little bit of a problem for both of them in that round. When they're up close, they're within punching range, well within punching range, but at times just shut down that space a bit too quickly. On the outside, they were fencing a bit. They couldn't quite reach.
Round 2.
So into the second round, Eric Suchi of the Czech Republic in the blue, Andrei MUSTET of Romania in the red. They've both graced this ring once already with wins in the first preliminary round. Nice left to the body there from Suchi. And right to the body as well as MUSTET closes in. And again, well, both landed there. Left up top for MUSTET, right to the body for Suchi. Very, very similar to the first round, a minute in. Suchi looking for the jab, then the right hand. The problem he's got when he looks for the jab right hand, he lands a nice short right hand on the inside there. Right hand there from MUSTET, though. The problem with the right hand for Suchi is he throws the jab, and then when he throws the right hand, MUSTET is on the way in, and there's just not really room for it. These two trading on the inside. Suchi just looking to ditch in that single right hand. That left to the body from Suchi lands there. He's done some good body punching in this round. And he's taken the fight onto the front foot himself a little bit more. In the first round, it was very much MUSTET on the front foot. And Suchi looking to keep it more at distance. He stepped into that space himself more, and the fight's been generally in the centre of the ring. Left hand there, though, from MUSTET. It's just got a more solid look about him. It's a style thing, really. Suchi moves more. He's kind of looser, more languid, left to the body there from MUSTET. But it can sometimes just give the impression that the punches are are having a bit more of an effect than they actually are. Body language-wise, the way that he holds himself, MUSTET, it gives him the impression of being the boss in there, I think, of these two, of being more in charge. And in fights with fine margins, that can matter. Let's have a look at the scores. Well. What a final round we have in store here. Good short little right hand. And Suchi, as I said, he took the fight to MUSTET a little bit more. The dynamic of it was slightly different. It wasn't quite so much on the outside.
Third round.
So into the third and final round. Which one of these two is going to emerge victorious here and take their place in the quarterfinals? Will it be Andrei MUSTET of Romania in the red or Eric Suchi of Czech Republic in the blue? Launching himself into a big left hook there was MUSTET, didn't land it. Tries to throw the single right hand again, that didn't land either. Left to the body there from MUSTET, short right hand from Suchi, just about rumpled the features of MUSTET. Suchi was eager there. Minute gone in round 3. And again, it's been nip and tuck. Letting go with the right hand there, Suchi didn't quite land it. MUSTET is maybe just loading up a little bit too much, actually, midway through round 3. He's looking for big single shots at times. He's not really landing any, and maybe just beginning to feel the pace a little bit. As I said, the way he fights is tiring. Suchi's a little bit looser. MUSTET's tenser, tighter. That's just the way he does it. That's the kind of clash of styles we've got here. Into the final minute. Again, he's just leaping into a big left hook there and misses, and that's going to take it out of you, that kind of swing and miss. Little left hand there, pawing left hand from Suchi did land. Nothing really on it. Right hand there on the inside too. Suchi goes to the body. And none of these are hard punches, but they are landing. Little short left there too from Suchi as we head into the final stages. Little uppercut on the inside there from MUSTET, right to the body. Last 10 seconds. Can anybody provide a big finish here? Looking for the right hand there. Suchi couldn't quite find it. There goes the bell. And, well, neither one of them is sure there. And with good reason, because that's a really close fight right from the start, all the way through. Having seen them in the previous round, it did appear to me that these two would be evenly matched. They've got differing kinds of styles, and they were almost swapping punches at one point. Good skill level there too. As I said, MUSTET is a front foot fighter, but not a gung-ho front foot fighter. He puts thought into it, a lot of upper body movement, and they were absolutely dead level going into that final round, as you saw on the scorecards. this is anybody's guess. I'd probably just go with Suchi myself.
Ladies and gentlemen, win by points with split decision. From the blue corner, Eric Suchy, Czech Republic.
And Suchi gets it. He gets it. 3-2, doesn't get any. It doesn't get any tighter than that, really. 2:29.28 to 30:27, and a couple of 29.28s there for MUSTET. And I feel his pain there because he put an awful lot into that. And it was Suchi who got it on 4 or 5 cards in that final round, and he just landed more. It's as simple as that. He was loading up a bit too much, MUSTET maybe, looking for a real big shot, looking to really make a dent, make a statement, put something in the minds of the judges that they couldn't ignore, whereas Suchi was just working away. Nothing massive, but, you know, just staying about his business. And I think that's what got it for him in the end. But very, very close. Very close. So he's through to the quarterfinals. Now, will he face Bozoboy MATYAKUBOV, who we saw stop Callum Matthews of Eswatini yesterday in the second round, or Krasimir Zhurov, former European junior champion, who's had 2 wins. He had to box right back at the start of the competition.
And now we have the bout, 220. 64-kilogram males into the ring B. Please, into the red corner from Ukraine, Bozoboy MATYAKUBOV.
MATYAKUBOV took care of business against Callum Matthews. Callum Matthews was very, very game, but without wishing to disrespect him, he was out of his depth, and MATYAKUBOV, boxing for Ukraine, born in Uzbekistan, took him apart, really. The referee stopping the contest in the second round. He looked good. He looked good.
And his opponent, please, to the blue corner from Bulgaria, Kashmir Zhurov.
Krasimir Zhurov making his way to the blue corner. Bulgaria, as I said, former European junior champ, beat Stefan Bosnikovsky of Moldova, and then Colin Kearney. He loves the left hand, Zhurov. That much I did notice from watching him. That's MATYAKUBOV.
And the judges of this bout, Latvia, Korea, Poland, Armenia, and Jordan, and the referee from Uzbekistan, Alexander Hamdo.
So this is our last one in the light welterweight division, and then we finish off with 4 fights at heavyweight in this evening session on day 5. Latvia, Korea, Poland, Armenia, Jordan. That's where our judges are from. So touch your gloves. MATYAKUBOV, Ukraine, red. Krasimir Zhurov, Bulgaria,
Round
blue.
1.
Zhurov in that southpaw stance. MATYAKUBOV, orthodox. MATYAKUBOV inching forward, inching forward. Nice left hand there, though. Quick hands from Zhurov. This is going to be a fight of fractions because there's no real difference between these two physically. Height-wise, they're about the same. Zhurov looks taller because he stands a little bit more upright in his stance. MATYAKUBOV boxing out of more of a crouch. Left hand falls just short there from Zhurov. MATYAKUBOV tries to counter with his left. Looking for the right, wasn't quite room for it. MATYAKUBOV, as I said at the start, he's always just inching forward, always looking to take that space. Left hand from Jurov. He timed that pretty well. Matyakubov, as I've been saying, will just shuffle into range bit by bit by bit, and then he'll let his hands go. And Jurov can rely on that, really. He's not going to see too many feints or too many traps from Matyakubov. He needs to try and time him on the way in if he's going to allow him to lead off, which he has done mostly so far, although not exclusively. Left hand there from Jurov. Lovely left hand there from Jurov. Matyakubov tried to open out with his right hand, and Jurov had just taken a step to his left and just planted that one on him. Left hand didn't quite land clean, but then the jab got through there from Jurov. He's doing a good job here. Matyakubov, as I say, again, here he comes, coming forward, looking for the big right hand. Jurov had just slipped away, sliding across those ropes. Final 30 seconds of round one. Right hand from Matyakubov. I think it was blocked by the glove there, though, of Jurov. The gum shield has come out, and that's Jurov, so they'll need to wash that off, rinse that off. Matyakubov just moving forward there, didn't have room for his own right hand. A little bit of wrestling towards the end of the round. There goes the bell. All the front foot pressure there came from Matyakubov. The better punching, I think, came from Jurov. That one didn't land, but the left hand worked well for him throughout the course of that first round, Jurov. That was the one.
Seconds out, please. Round two.
So into the second. I think Matyakubov could do with maybe just slowing things down a touch. Yesterday against Callum Matthews, albeit against an opponent who wasn't on his level, he did just take his time, he picked his punches. And there's a lot to be said for that. He doesn't have to slow it down to some kind of funereal pace. He'll always have that kind of fast twitch movement, but he's just a bit over-eager here, I think, against an opponent who is not going to be intimidated, is not going to allow himself to get flustered, who is comfortable on the back foot, Jurov, comfortable working along those ropes, and happy enough under pressure. That's what you'll get at this level. You're not going to, you know, you're in with a kid like this, you're not going to panic him. So I think he could do with just slowing down a bit, Matyakubov, trying to cut the ring off on Jurov. Decent one too there from Jurov. Matyakubov coming in behind the high guard, but again just closes down his own space there. There's not enough room for him really to work. It needs to be a little bit careful with the holding though, I think, Jurov. Midway through the contest, he's grabbing a hold of Matyakubov there. He's got his arm round his neck. Matyakubov is trying to get free. Well, the point goes for holding. I didn't see the gesture there as to whether he took a point from the Ukrainian as well for something else, but he definitely took one from Jurov, and I did say that looked likely because this second round he's grabbed hold a lot. He hasn't managed to find him on the counter quite as much as he did in the opening round. Left hand to the body there, and again, he's having to just hold those arms out free there, Jurov, to try and demonstrate to the referee that he's not holding. He's being out-muscled in this round, Jurov. MATYAKUBOV hasn't really landed anything clean that I can really think of, but Jurov hasn't really either, and the look of the fight is that MATYAKUBOV is just kind of winning a wrestling match here, really. That's a 1-2 there from Jurov. That got through. Head's almost cracked together on the inside, and MATYAKUBOV just bringing his head up underneath the chin there of Jurov. Final 10 seconds. And he might have taken this one, MATYAKUBOV, and there's the point deduction as well. Well, there's the deduction, and it was from Jurov. We knew there was one taken from Jurov. I was pretty sure that there wasn't a point taken from MATYAKUBOV, but the referee did just have a quick word with him about something, and I couldn't really see him. And that gesture with the thumb raised, you can easily miss it.
Seconds out, please. Third round.
So into the third and final round. MATYAKUBOV of Ukraine in the red and Jurov of Bulgaria in the blue. Jurov has got to find that counter again in this third round. Did there, and then the feet tangled and down he went, but that was a scoring shot with the left hand. MATYAKUBOV's approach has not changed at all. There's that left hand again from Jurov. That was better. You've got to work against a fighter like MATYAKUBOV. If you don't, it'll get messy. We'll see the kind of round we saw in the second round where there's a lot of mauling, a lot of wrestling, and he will always look like he's in charge of that kind of situation. He's very physically strong. Referee having a word with him. Maybe about the head. He does bring it in a bit low and kind of bring it up underneath his opponent's chin sometimes. Good straight right hand there from MATYAKUBOV. Landed the left as well. Jurov, I think at the start of that exchange, might have landed something himself, but it was MATYAKUBOV who came off better there. He's just relentless, the Ukrainian. He's right on top of you at all times. As soon as the instruction to box comes in, he's up in your face. Doesn't give you a second's rest or respite. And that's what Jurov has found difficult to deal with as the fight has gone on. He coped well within round one. I did think that I did say that I thought that MATYAKUBOV could profit maybe from just slowing things down a touch. He hasn't. He hasn't. This is obviously how he goes about it. I thought maybe in that opening round it was slightly more high octane than usual, possibly because of the stage we're on, the setting, but I don't think that's the case. Little right hand there from Jurov as he moved off to his right as we head into the final 30 seconds. There again, MATYAKUBOV just pulling forward, right until the very, very end. Right hand there landed. Again, just pushing off with the heel of the glove a bit and bringing that head up. I think he's maybe a little bit lucky to... I'm not saying he should have had a point taken, but he's a pretty rough customer. Carries that head quite low, as you say there, as you see there, boxes out of a crouch. Can tend to bring it up under his opponent's chin a bit. That was a good right hand. And I would say he's taken that final round, which would be enough to see him through. He won the second round, and plus the point deduction, that wiped out the first round that went Jurov's way and put him a point ahead on the cards heading into the final round. And I think he's won that third round, so you would expect to see his hand raised.
Win by points with unanimous decision from the red corner, Bozor boy Matyakubov, Ukraine.
And through he goes, Matyakubov, to face Eric Suchi in the quarterfinals. That will be a clash of styles again. We saw Suchi handle Mustet, who's a front foot fighter. Not totally dissimilar to Matyakubov. And there you go, 10-9s across the board there, and I'm in total agreement with the way that that was scored. 2 rounds to 1, first round to Zhurov, rounds 2 and 3 to Matyakubov, and you throw in the point deduction and he gets it by a couple of points, but would have won anyway. He's a difficult customer, very, very difficult. You know what he's going to do. You know what he is going to do. Stopping him doing it is a different thing.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have about 221. The ring B.
So here we go into the heavyweight division.
Please into the red corner. From Ukraine, Mikita Gorbatenko.
Gorbatenko got a bye in the previous round. European Youth Champion. Makes his bow at the 2021 World Youth Champs. And these fighters all competing for a place in the quarterfinals. Just waiting for the arrival of these fighters. Our officials have slid into their seats at ringside. They're ready. And the other fighter in the blue corner, when we do see them emerge, will be Galmius Adamkavicius of Lithuania, who beat Vitaly Astanin of Belarus by unanimous decision in the previous round. We'll get a look at Jorge Felamon of Cuba. He looked electric on what was his international debut against Henrik Tujgrikyan of Armenia in the last round. He's up against Ardijan Azemi of North Macedonia, who was a rated fighter. Ramazan Dadiev of Russia, he's up against Emir Buyukdag. Dadiev looked good against Azad Bakishov, winning his first fight, European Youth Silver medalist. Lost to Gorbatenko, I think, actually, in that final. And down the bottom, we've got Sayed Mohammed Sayed Sadri of Iran, who's had a fight already. Won that one, despite having a couple of points deducted. And Czech Republic, represented by Peter Reznicek. It's Reznicek who's up against Sayed Sadri. He got a bye as well in the opening round, as did Buyukdag. So here we go.
Mikita Gorbatenko.
Here he comes, Mikita Gorbatenko, European Youth Champion. So bringing a big reputation with him into this competition.
And his opponent faces the blue corner from Lithuania, Germius Adamkevičius.
Gelmius Adamkevičius of Lithuania. As I say, we saw him against Vitaly Astanin. 91 kilos.
The judges of this bout: Israel, Azerbaijan, Guatemala, Israel, Ireland, and Bulgaria. And referee from Sri Lanka, Shiramala Tampu.
Adamkevičius stepping through the ropes. Both of these two in terrific shape. It's a big weight division stretching between 81 kilos and 91. You do get some small heavyweights at times for that reason, because they're too big for light heavyweight. They can't possibly do 81. But maybe their optimum weight would be that old weight division of 86. So they're not really big enough for heavyweight. But these two full at the weight. Gorbatenko of Ukraine in the red, Adamkevičius of Lithuania in the blue.
Round one.
Gorbatenko, southpaw. Landing a couple to the body early on. Adamkevičius looking to try and come forward. He's been caught 2 or 3 times. There was a left hand on the inside there. I think hit him pretty clean and square on the chin. Short little left hand to the body, then a right into the body, and another left. Good movement this from Gorbatenko as well. Adamkevičius is trying to get onto the front foot and hunt him down, but he's just turning him, keeping on turning him. Little right uppercut there as Adamkevičius walked in on him. He's got to be a little bit clever about this, the Lithuanian, because at the minute, like I say, he's got the guard up and he is just walking in on him. And Gorbatenko's too good for that. He's too good for that. He'll find angles. Short little punch into the pit of the stomach, down the hook, and then just spins off. And there's another body shot. Solid left hand to the head there from Gorbatenko. Couple of good left hands there, though, from Adamkevičius. To the head and then down to the rib cage. I think a left hand that got through there might have hurt him a bit. The legs just looked slightly shaky there for a second. The knees went a little bit loose. The left hand on the inside maybe, kind of screw shot uppercut. And he's picking him off as he comes in again here. Adamkevičius is in trouble here. He's right on the receiving end. And the referee jumps in with a standing count at exactly the right time, because I think the next one might have flattened in there. And that is the point of standing counts. Leads off with the right hand here. Gorbatenko is looking very, very sharp into the final 30 seconds of the round. Adamkevičius trying to throw just to keep him off. Bit of blood coming from the mouth there of the Lithuanian. Nice short left hand from Gorbatenko. Well, this is the first time I've seen him, and you have to be impressed. Heads cracking together as Gorbatenko's backed up to the ropes. Bell goes at the end of the round. Impressive stuff from the red corner. No great surprise there. But he really had him on the go with that flurry that resulted in the standing count, and good bit of work by the referee to get in with the standing count there, because if he'd been allowed to follow that up, I think Adam Kavicius might have ended up on his back, because he was looking open, he was standing tall, the gloves dropped a little bit. So into the second round, Gorbatenko of Ukraine with a very dominant first round is in the red, Adam Kavicius of Lithuania in the blue. No holding is the instruction to Gorbatenko. There's no reason why Gorbatenko would want to indulge in any holding, just demonstrating there that he isn't, just holding those arms out wide. Two three-punch combination there, then just rolled off to his left, underneath the right hand of Adam Kavicius. Trying to step into the right hand there, Adam Kavicius. You can hear the grunt of effort that came when he threw it, got caught by a left hand. He's putting plenty into this. He's working on the theory here that he can get to Gorbatenko bit by bit, that at some point the snap will go off those punches, he'll begin to get tired. That doesn't look like it's going to happen to me. But he's got to stick with that. He's got to believe that, Adam Kavicius. He's got to hold that dear. Gorbatenko just working those hands on the inside there, not putting much on any of them, but still they land. Left uppercut, and again there from Gorbatenko. His punch output maybe has just dipped a bit. Maybe the snap has gone off him slightly. That's a good left hand right into the solar plexus, as you would describe it there. But Adam Kavicius just keeps coming. And you have to give him credit. He's sticking to that belief that he can wear Gorbatenko down.
Покрути его, просто покрути. Не надо тебе вот нет. Ты там теряешь силу, проигрываешь там в этом обмене. Покрути его, покрути чуть-чуть. Понабрасывай удары, натяжки побей. Не плавайся так же удар.
Тебе пробег, чек плачок. Считаю, где пробег, считаю. Дай здесь погал. Ты берите свой искусство. Ты все как
Seconds out.
It's that left hand that mostly does the damage for Gorbatenko. Boxing out of that southpaw stance. Into the third and final round, this at heavyweight for a place in the quarterfinals. Gorbatenko, European Youth Champion of Ukraine. In the red, Gelmius Adam Kavicius of Lithuania in the blue. But Adam Kavicius will keep doing what he's been doing. which is to try and keep that guard high, walk Gorbatenko down, and keep that faith that he will get to him. Gorbatenko, though, has got very, very good movement. He's not finding this easy, not by any stretch. He scored that standing count in the first round and looked razor sharp. Not quite as sharp in the second because Adam Kavicius is he's a decent fighter and he's a big unit and he's just leaning on him at times, and that's going to take a little bit out of Gorbatenko. Leads off with a right uppercut there, Gorbatenko. He's got an array of punches. That much we do know. But you can see that he's feeling the pace a bit there as he's just over Adam Kavicius' shoulder. Didn't mind just leaning in and nicking a quick rest. He's having a bit of joy here, the fighter in blue. Nice tight guard. Left hand wasn't totally clean. Goes downstairs with the left hand though, and then just walks him back into the ropes again. Just leaning on there. He is the physically bigger of the two, you would say. Left hand blocked by the gloves there of Adam Kavicius. Blood coming from the nose there of the fighter in blue. Referee might get that wiped away in a second. Left to the body. Those are wounding shots from Gorbatenko. He's hit Adam Kavicius with plenty of those and he's not shown any signs of ill effect. Another one there. Stop, says the referee. There we go. She's going to get the doctor to have a quick look at that. There is quite a lot of blood, so it does make you wonder what kind of damage there is there. There's not that long left. Not that that'll enter into the equation with the doctor at all. He gives a thumbs up. Final 40 seconds. And it's Gorbatenko's fight. He's going to win this. And he's going to win this final round too because he's put together the better punches still. But Adam Kavicius, this has been his best round of the three. Gum shield comes out there after a good combination from Gorbatenko. Knocks it out. But he's kept going, the Lithuanian. He's kept on that front foot. He's kept rumbling forward. He's tried to hold his shape and his boxing together as best he can. He's just been outmaneuvered by a very nimble, skillful fighter. But he's given it everything, and that's all you can ever ask. Some nights it is just not your night. Lead right hand there. Beautifully timed by Gorbatenko. Sticks in a left and another left. There goes the bell. Good performance by him. Good to get a look at him. Heard plenty about him during the course of the week, and he lived up to expectations. That first round in particular, he was very, very sharp. Good movement. And try as he might, Adam Kavicius just didn't manage to catch him clean all that often. Probably did his best work to the body, the Lithuanian. There's a familiar pose from him. Guard up, walking in, always walking him down.
Ladies and gentlemen, win by points with the unanimous decision from the red corner, Mikita Gorbatenko, Ukraine.
Good win for Gorbatenko, and quite a few 10-8s in there. 2 10-8s for Ireland, and 1 each for Israel, Azerbaijan and Guatemala. So through he goes, European Youth Champion, safely through to the next stage. And it was comprehensive. Just got such good variety. Gorbatenko finds the angles. Always happy to just work around that front foot, just pivot around that front foot.
And now we have about 222 in the ring B. Heavyweight division, men's. Please, into the red corner from Cuba, Jorge Luis Filemon Lobaina.
So this is another good one. Jorge Filemon of Cuba on his international debut stopped Henrik Tuzgrikyan of Armenia in the second round, and he looked good.
And his opponent, please, into the blue corner from North Macedonia, Adrian Azemi.
And Adrian Azemi making his way into the blue corner.
And the judges of this bout, Guatemala, Turkey, Russia, Mongolia, Jordan, and the referee from Bulgaria, MATYAKUBOV.
Azemi, the only team member for North Macedonia, and I've heard good things about him. Filemon, as I said, stopped Tuzgrikyan. There are our judges. Tuzgrikyan in the early stages really tried to put it on Filemon, the Armenian. He had some success as well, but Filemon then got to grips with him. And towards the end of the second round, the referee correctly decided that enough was enough. So into the centre of the ring, Filemon in the blue. Good intense stare down there. Azemi in the... Filemon in the red, I beg your pardon. Azemi in the blue. Azemi into the southpaw stance. Filemon punched well to the body against Tuzgrikyan in particular, long right to the body there. Missing with the left hand there, Azemi. Letting go with the lead right hook. Didn't land that either. Early stages. I think the referee just having a word about the clash of the front feet there. There's not, if that was it, there's not that much they can do about that. Orthodox fighter against a southpaw, front feet are bound to clash, about to tread on your opponent's foot every now and again. Left hand there from Azemi. It's Filemon who's mainly on the front foot here, looking to bring the pressure. Right hand there, right hand down to the body. Decent right hand there from Azemi though, just as he was moving off to his right. Right to the body again. The left hand, I don't think, quite caught Filemon before he managed to get back out. Just a bit short with the jab there, the Cuban. It's not been cagey this round, I wouldn't say. They've both attempted plenty, but maybe just haven't quite found that range. Slipped the right hand nicely there, Azemi. Came back with his left, but couldn't land it. It's the final 30 seconds, shooting that jab again there, Filemon. As I've been saying, plenty of intent from these two, but not all that much clean has landed. And as I've been saying previously, when that's the case, and it might be difficult for judges to differentiate via that criteria, the fact that Felamon has been the one taking the centre of the ring and has been the one looking to try and make the running, as I tend to describe it, has been the one who maybe looks like the boss, that could play a part. Right hand just clipped the chin there of Azami from Felamon. He's got a good jab on him. Shoots it up from the waist. Nice balance, the Cuban, as you would expect. So into the second, Felamon of Cuba in the red. Good jab there. He's got that almost kind of stutter jab at times. You could maybe describe it as a double jab, but I don't think the first one's ever really intended to land. Just jabbing at the start of the round here, Felamon. Not looking to do anything complicated. And he can win the fight doing this because Azami doesn't really have a jab himself, so he can keep it on the outside here, Felamon, and if he just keeps throwing that, it's going to be difficult for Azami to do all that much about it. He's got to step in with the left hand there, and did. Nice right hand on the inside there, though, from Felamon. Left hand came back from Azami, but the gloves were up nice and quick there from the Cuban. Right hand to the body from Felamon, left hand from Azami. That's what he looks for. He's pretty left hand happy. Right to the body. Quickly in and out there, Felamon. As I said, he's not doing anything extravagant here. Cuban fighters are always very well schooled. Right to the body there from Felamon. Took that jab into a kind of hook at the last second there, Felamon. It's not been that different to the first round, this second round. Felamon he's controlled it. He's controlled it with his jab. Right to the body. Azami's got to do more. He's got to do more to try and get inside that lead hand.
Seconds out. please. Third round.
So into the third. Felimon of Cuba in the red. Zamy of North Macedonia in the blue. Felimon has shown good maturity here, good technique. Has just done what he's needed to do. Left hand on the inside there from Zamy. That caused the sweat to spray off the head of Felimon, and he's got to be more aggressive in this third and final round, Zamy. Might leave him a bit more open, but he's got to go out and try and get something done here. Otherwise, he's just going to slide to a fairly uneventful but comfortable defeat. Nice combination there from Felimon. I know it's easier said than done, having said that. I am aware of that when you're up against this kind of opponent. The problem you've got if you do open up is that you might be opening yourself up, but it is a risk he's got to take. Jab just short there for Felimon, who again is just managing to keep Zamy under control here. Good right hand there from Felimon. Zamy looks to come back with the left. Just never throws a jab. That lead right hand for Zamy, that southpaw jab hand. It's a passenger, really. Leads off with a hook there. Into the final minute. Good straight left there from Zamy. Another left hand just gets through there for Zamy right towards the end of the round. And there goes the bell. And he raises the gloves there, Jorge Felimon. And rightly so. He had a bit more joy towards the end of the round there, Zamy. But Felimon has cruised through this one, quite frankly. And he will be in against Gorbatenko in the quarterfinals. And that is one to look forward to. Interesting two fights he's had, but interesting to watch him. KOCHARYAN really tried to bring it to him. And he was happy to stand up and have that. And then in that fight,
Ladies and gentlemen,
did what he needed to do.
With the unanimous decision from the red corner, Jorge Luis Filemon Lopyan.
So Felimon gets it for Cuba. Unanimous decision. Well, there's Amy just nicking it with three of the judges in that third and final round. I can maybe see that. He had a decent finish to the round. Did put more into the round. Felimon was kind of coasting, but it was a comfortable win all the same. So our penultimate fight tonight. Emir Buyukdag of Turkey up against
Ladies and gentlemen,
Ramazan Dadaev.
We have the bout 223 in a men's heavyweight division.
And his opponent in blue corner, representing Croatia, Lorye.
Just waiting for these two. Dadaev looked really good in his opening fight against Azad Bakishov, European Youth silver medalist.
And please into the ring bay, to the red corner from Turkey, Emir Buyukdag.
Buyukdag got a bye in the previous round, so this is his first outing.
And his opponent into the blue corner from Russia, Ramazan Dadaev. And the judges of this bout, Latvia, Uzbekistan, Poland, Sri Lanka, and Korea. And the referee from Ireland, Miss Duffy Sunny.
So this is our penultimate fight of the evening session. One more to go after this. That's Emir Buyukdag. And across the ring, we've got Ramazan Dadaev. Physically, they look very similar, actually, these two. Slightly wider shoulders on Dadaev, I think. A little bit rangier, maybe. Dadaev in the blue, representing Russia. Buyukdag boxing for Turkey in the red. Buyukdag a southpaw, Dadaev orthodox. Dadaev just darting in with the front foot there, looking for the jab. Just fell slightly short with it, but he's just at the minute managing to manoeuvre Buyukdag around the ring. The southpaw giving ground. Jab to the body from Dadaev. Front feet colliding. Dadaev with a right to the body there. Bringing some pressure here to Buyukdag. Not going crazy though. Looking for that jab. Right hand downstairs. To say he's dictating terms here. Buyukdag caught by right hand there. He threw his own left and was a bit slow bringing it back. Did manage to find the left to the body there though, Buyukdag. His gum shield has come out. Looking for the left hand there, Buyukdag. And again there, swinging hard with that. Dadiev just dipped the knees, slipped underneath it easily enough. Buyukdag looking a bit more aggressive towards the end of the round, and he needs to, because Dadiev has dictated things without having to do that much so far. Gumshield comes out again. He needs to be careful, because although it's not deliberate, he's not spitting it out. If it comes out again, then he may well see a point go. It's his responsibility to bite down on that and keep it in. Dag with the jab and then looking for the left hand. Letting go with that left hand again there, Buyukdag. He just slightly comes off that left hand a bit and drags it. If he could shoot it straight down the middle, I think he'd have a better chance of landing it. He just came into it more towards the end of the round there, though, looking a bit more aggressive, Buyukdag. Dadiev, though, bossing the first couple of minutes or so, you would say.
Seconds up, please. Round 2.
So into the second, Emir Buyukdag of Turkey in the red. Ramazan Dadiev of Russia in the blue. Buyukdag really needs to pick up at the start of the second round where he left off at the end of the first, left to the body there, and it looks like he is trying to do that. When he throws that southpaw left, though, his backhand, that's his most effective punch with it, ramming it into the stomach of his opponent. When he goes up top with it, it's always a kind of slashing hook, and he's finding it difficult to land. He doesn't ever really throw it straight. He gives himself a kind of small percentage chance of landing it, really. Good left to the body there from Buyukdag. And again there, right hand up top though from Dadiev. Another good left to the body there from Buyukdag. He just needs to keep working that, because it's doing well for him. Dadiev hasn't done a lot in this round, midway through it. Not so far anyway. Jab there from him. Looks for the uppercut, but that was blocked by Buyukdag. Gumshield comes out again there, and it'll be interesting to see what the referee does about that. It's the third time. No, he's not doing it deliberately. And she's taking a point, and she's got no choice, really, Sadie Duffy there, because that's the third time that's happened. And as she motioned to him, bite down and keep that in your mouth. That is his responsibility. So that's bad news for Buyukdag. He was having a decent round up until that point. It was an even kind of a round. I wouldn't say he was necessarily winning it. Maybe his nose in front for me at that stage. Bit of blood coming from the end of the nose there of Dadaev. Oh, it's come out again. He's got to try and keep it in. And another point goes. Another point goes. That's 2 in the round. He's got to close his mouth, bite down and keep it in, because if the mouth is hanging open, then it's coming out, and it's not even a punch that's knocking it out. It makes you wonder if it really fits properly. And that's just robbed him of any chance he's got, Buyukdag. Because in the actual boxing that occurred in that second round, I thought he did pretty well.
Аккуратно, он бьет размашисто, может зацепить. Тебе это не надо. Все нормально, идет все по плану. Также выдергиваешь аккуратно. Да-да-да. Провалил сюда. Да-да-да. Понял? Не аккуратно. Потому что, чтобы на себя не принимать.
Seconds out.
Давай.
Еще раз-два добавил. С оттяжки.
Third round.
So to the third and final round. And largely due to those point deductions. Buyukdag is needing a knockout here, really. He just needs that head guard slightly adjusting. It's been a stop-start kind of a fight since that first round due to the gum shield coming out. Now this break in proceedings due to the head guard needing to be adjusted. So it's a fight that's never really got going, to be honest. Looking for the uppercut there. Dadaev just holding out that lead left hand to try and measure it, and Buyukdag kind of just standing there and letting him do it. Right hand on the inside again. Nice little cheeky right on the inside from Dadaev. Maybe a bit despondent here now, Buyukdag, I think. He knows this has gone. Oh dear. Out comes the gum shield again. Another point. And the referee's decided to stop it. Disqualification. Disqualification for persistent infringement. And I don't really see what else the referee could do there, because it was getting a little bit farcical. The gum shield was just coming out all the time, and the fight just could not get going at all as a result of that. He's a mile behind on points. Not that that would actually matter, but it's, generally speaking, extremely likely to be the case when you've had that many points deducted. So a bit disappointing that overall.
Ladies and gentlemen, in this bout, win by disqualification in the third round. From the blue corner, ROZENTALE, Russia.
Dadiev goes through. Dadiev had won those first two rounds. I thought the second round was quite close. I thought Beatrise did some good work to the body, but he dropped 2 points in that second round, so he was 4 points behind on the cards going into the third and final round, and then the gum shield came out once, and then it came out again, and referee Duffy of Ireland, as I said, there wasn't really that much else she could do, because it didn't exactly look like it was going to stop happening. I wonder if that's a problem he's had before, because if it's not, then it's strange, because why it would just happen so many times in one fight, I couldn't really tell you.
224, the last of this session, the Ring B men's heavyweight division. And please, to the red corner, from Iran, Sayed Mohammad, Sayed Sadar Dabi.
Sayed Mohammed Sayed Sadri from Iran. We saw him box Sebastian Oveo Spina of Colombia and winning that one comfortably. Had a couple of points taken away for slapping, for hitting with the inside of the glove.
From Czech Republic, Peter Ryznik.
But it didn't seem to affect him too much, and up against him in the blue corner for the Czech Republic, Peter Reznicek.
And the judges of this bout, Armenia, Israel, Turkey, Jordan, and Guatemala, and the referee from Poland, Mr. MATYAKUBOV.
So this is the final fight of the evening session on day 5 in Ring B. There are judges: Armenia, Israel, Turkey, Jordan, Guatemala. Maciej Jurgot of Poland, our referee. Things are finished in Ring A. So let's hope for a good one here to finish off with. Sayed Sadri was good to watch the other day.
Round 1.
So there goes the bell in the blue. Emerging from that blue corner, Peter Reznicek of the Czech Republic. In the red, Sayed Mohammed Sayed Sadri of the Islamic Republic of Iran. trading 1-2s on the inside there. Slight little grimace there from Reznicek. Looking for the right hand there, Reznicek. Just popping in and out of range there, said Sadri. That was a good shot with the right hand. Just took the feet in, threw that with some conviction. Just trying to dip the knees and slip onto the inside there, said Sadri. Just standing off each other here. No one really wants to commit. Both easily within range. Just jogging in and out with that front foot. Good jab there from Saeed Sadri. Right hand as well there from Saeed Sadri, followed by the left, and then let's go with a massive right. That didn't miss by far, and he's just looking to put it on Reznicek a bit here towards the end of round one. Again, a smearing right hand. He's going to get warned about that. As I said, he lost 2 points for that in the last fight he had. It's because he just bombs in with those big kind of wide arcing overhand rights. Some blood coming from the nose there of Reznicek. He throws them a lot, and they are quite difficult to land with the knuckle part of the glove. There's no real bend in the elbow particularly. As I say, they're not really hooks. They're kind of big, wide, sweeping punches. That's a good, solid right hand, and he steps in with the standing count, just clubbed him with the right and the left. He's got some heavy hands here, I would say, Saeed Sadri. There goes a bell at the end of the round. And that very much is.
Seconds out, please. Round two.
There we go again. Maciej Jurgot giving him the warning for making contact with the palm of the glove, with the inside of the glove. It's quite light on his feet, said Sadri. That was a nice straight right hand. Found the target. Reznicek not throwing a lot. He seems a little bit nervous in there, if I'm honest. Left hand comes in. Decent jab there from Saeed Sadri. He's just being able to punch when he wants to punch, though, generally, because Reznicek quite honestly, just isn't really doing anything. He's responding to Sayed Sadri rather than taking any kind of initiative himself. And you just see that rhythm from Sayed Sadri. He's just bobbing up and down on his feet. Sooner or later, he just triggers and goes. Into the final minute of round 2. Good solid 1-2 from Sayed Sadri. I think he's going to take a point here. And again, it's for, well, slapping is the non-technical term to describe it, but it's the easiest way to describe it because everybody knows exactly what I mean by that. He's making contact with the palm of the glove, the inside part of the glove, and in AIBA boxing, to land a legitimate scoring punch, you need to make contact with the knuckle part of the glove on the front of the head or the torso. That's what it's about. So the judges at ringside will not take into account punches that are not landed in that particular manner. And he's lost a point there, Sayed Sadri. He lost 2 in his opening fight for that same thing. It didn't matter because he won convincingly, and he's winning this convincingly too, but as a habit, at some point, it is going to cost him. Nice long right hand, straight right hand. He doesn't throw too many of them. He could do with concentrating on throwing a few more, I think. He loves that big wide right and left. Those big kind of smearing shots. It's difficult to see how he is ever going to be able to land those with a knuckle part. When he throws a hook, he just needs to pick up his elbow more. If he picks the elbow up, then that'll turn his hand over and he'll land it with the knuckles. Strong looking right hand there from Sayed Sadri. Reznicek is just, he's just boxing to get through the rounds here basically, and after the point deduction has given him a chance. He's not really showing any ambition at all. Big left hand, and in jumps Matyi Jurgot with the standing count. Now that was a properly delivered hook. That's what I was talking about. And that just stiffened Reznicek. And the ref was really quick in there. Good bit of refereeing that. Right hand, strong right hand, and another standing count. He doesn't really want any more of this, Reznicek. I think that's fairly obvious, and I'll be interested to see what the referee does. And he does exactly the right thing, which is stop the fight, because Reznicek never really looked that interested, to be honest. I don't want to be too critical. It's a harsh arena in there, and so Sadri is a pretty big puncher by the look of it, but he just never really looked like he wanted to be there, and he got hit with a left hook. That was one standing count. Hit with a nice straight right hand, another standing count. The referee, as he's counting, is having a good look at the fighter, and he's holding his gloves up, saying that he wants to continue, but he doesn't really. And experienced referees, experienced officials, they know the difference between someone who is saying they do when actually they don't. You get to read the distress signals, and that's what he did there.
So, ladies and gentlemen, the winner by RSC in the third round. From the red corner, Syed Mohammad Syed Sadar Ardabili, Iran.
So Syed Mohammad Syed Sadri of the Islamic Republic of Iran, he goes through and he will face Ramazan Dadiev in the quarterfinals. Good fighter, strong puncher. He's just got to stop dropping points for hitting people with the palm of the glove, for slapping basically, because against somebody like Dadiev, as he moves into the quarterfinals, this is the World Championships. You can't be dropping points like that as you move up the levels, because it will cost you at some point. There's just no doubt about that, but he was far too much for Petr Reznicek. So that brings to a close the evening session in Ring B. Been another good day of action. Great to get a first look at Gorbatenko at heavyweight. Was impressed with him. Felimon was good again. Dadiev didn't have to do all that much really, because Emir Bayukdad couldn't keep his gum shield in his mouth. So the heavyweights maybe didn't deliver quite to the extent that we might have expected them to. But it's been another good day of action. Please do join us again tomorrow.